Hi, I'm Dennis Rodkin. I write the Deal Estate column for Chicago Magazine, and this is DEQs, where I answer readers' real estate questions. A reader named Ryan asks, we recently toured some new construction detached homes in the East Village, Ukrainian Village neighborhood. Builders are putting up beautiful and relatively affordable new homes in this area. They start in the high 700s to low 800s, which is dramatically cheaper than comparable product in Bucktown, Lincoln Park, or Lakeview. What's your opinion on how this type of product will appreciate relative to similar quality homes in the other neighborhoods I mentioned? Related question, do you think this area is undervalued due to a negative stigma? Ryan, I do think that area is undervalued, but not because of a stigma. I think it's undervalued because of timing. The East Village, Ukrainian Village area was a sleeper for a long time, and then it woke up with a bang about a decade ago during the dawn of the boom. It was sort of an edgy place to build for a while, maybe earlier than a decade ago. Then it gained momentum. Buyers and renters came pouring into that neighborhood, those neighborhoods. The attraction was, of course, it was more affordable to be there than in Bucktown, Wicker Park, some of the other neighborhoods farther north. There's a generational return to city living that has put pressure on all of those neighborhoods, and the redevelopment has been spectacular in the last 15 years, but Ukrainian Village, East Village, they haven't quite reached the point that a Bucktown, a Lincoln Park, a Lakeview has reached. They're farther from the lake, there's not as much retail, and they're slightly lower on the transportation amenities, though not too low. And then the bust years slowed everybody down. Places like Ukrainian Village lose additional momentum because of their lost adjacency value. People can more easily afford Bucktown and Wicker Park and aren't as likely to look at the adjacent neighborhoods. But that's to your advantage if you're shopping there. Builders are getting lots and old homes for less, so the end price of what they have to offer is less, as you're discovering. Young city buyers are looking in those price ranges you mentioned, so that's why you see a lot of construction in that area. I can afford to build at the price that people are buying these days. It's a change of era for builders, especially in the city. There's a new mindset I keep hearing where builders are building directly to a target price. They're not saying, well, we'll put everything nice in it and we can get our price at the end. They start with a target and build directly to that. This price you're talking about is the target of many builders. And then on top of that, builders and our tastes are moving away from all the marble, the granite, the fabulous water fixtures. So these houses get built in slightly more modest ways. They're not moderate, they're just not as luxurious as what was being built just a few years ago. So how's that going to affect appreciation relative to housing in other neighborhoods like the ones you mentioned? Well, I'd expect that that whole swath of what we, I guess, could call the near northwest side will retain a lot of strength. They've got all the fundamentals. They've got good transportation, that wonderful mix of old and new that makes a Chicago neighborhood, retail space, and the character of all those great walkable blocks. But because in these neighborhoods there's a building boom now, during a more moderate period, they will not have all the flashiness. So as they appreciate, they will appreciate in a slightly more moderate, or let's say reasonable way than the big showcases. Thanks for your question. Send me more at dennis@rodkin.com.